Hi, seminary teachers. I hope that you guys are doing okay and that your families are doing okay. This is our COVID-19 Seminary and Institute training video coming to you live from my RV. I'm just kidding, you guys. But seriously, I'm working at home. This is my RV. This is my tiny home, and you're like the first people to see it. So, hey, that's cool. Um, so, this is the training. I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. I'm doing a separate video for class structure and using the manual and attendance and that. This is just like a general instruction. I'm going to do a PowerPoint as well, and I'll be sending that to you guys. I think just over GroupMe. Let me make myself little here. That sounded like something Ant-Man would say. So that's weird. Okay, so COVID-19 Seminary and Institute home study hybrid training for state called Seminary and Institute teachers while our meetings are all suspended. Hello. Okay, there we go. So the first thing amidst all this chaos that we need to remember is the Seminary and Institute objective. When in doubt, go to the objective. So let's just read that again. It's a great way to start a meeting or anything with Seminary and Institute. Get your heart in the right place. So our purpose is to help youth and young adults understand and rely on the teachings and atonement of Jesus Christ, qualify for the blessings of the temple, and prepare themselves, their families, and others for eternal life with their Father in heaven. So that's what it's all about. It's helping them come unto Christ. And so through this whole thing, we just have to keep that perspective, and probably it'd be good for me to say this every day, or at least read it. So here are the new options for the teaching format. Brother Clayton mentioned these on GroupMe. So I'll just explain them a little bit here. We have the home study hybrid, that's what I'm calling it, which is where students complete lessons from the home study manual at home, and then you lead a virtual class meeting once a week. And this is what is the optimal situation. This is what we really want you to try for. And as you do this, please do it through Zoom. There's trainings on the church website for how to use Zoom. And they've just found that it works the best for what we're using, for what we're doing, and how many people we have. And they just feel it works the best. So they would like us to stick with that. Please don't use any forms of the Google Suite. Their data security isn't good enough, basically, for what we need. That's not my opinion. That's from church headquarters. Also, please, as Brother Clayton said, don't hold any classes or church meetings or seminary meetings on Sunday. So that's like the optimal setup. That's what we'd really like you to go for. However, we know that there are so many different situations, especially amidst all this craziness and change. So there's also another option to not do a virtual meeting every week where you're on with everybody. So something that we really have to think about and keep in mind is that some schools have already done in our area, they're closing school for the rest of the year. So they're about to go from being in school every day and getting their instruction from a teacher to going, face to face, to going totally online, not just with seminary, but with all of their public school work too. And if you think about it, some families might have a few kids that are all doing this at the same time, and maybe they only have one computer. So you can see how this could be really difficult for some people. Also, in some areas, they still don't have internet access or fast enough internet access where they could, feasibly do like a FaceTime or a virtual class. So that's something we have to keep in mind too. So kind of just talk to your parents, get the feel for it. So the other options that you could do is you could record yourself teaching, and definitely don't have to do it for 40 minutes because it's so hard to be on a camera by yourself teaching for 40 minutes. So you could just do like, 10, 50, I don't know. I'm not going to say a number. Just do what you feels right. The other options, you could FaceTime, you could text, phone call, email. Some people do have to do snail mail, so that is an option. So basically, the whole point and our goal is for the students to see and hear you at least once a week. That is the goal. We understand if maybe they can't see your face once a week. If that's the case, then we definitely want them to hear your voice once a week. The most important thing that we have to remember is, like, going back to the objective and what we always say, just need to be in the scriptures, doctrines and principles, and there needs to be some question, things to ponder that will help them take righteous action. And that's basically the focus. Okay, so I've made this teacher resource document for you guys, and it basically just has like what we're talking about in this training. It has steps to go through for this new class structure. There's links to church training, and then there's links to Zoom training, some done by the church, some by other people. YouTube is a great resource for Zoom training. And then I also put in there a lesson schedule because I started looking at it. I figured you guys would have questions, and it was just kind of confusing, even to me, and I did home study. And so I just made a schedule in there for you guys. Note that seminary will technically end on May 8th, and that is a week earlier for Lewisville Stake. It's just how it worked out with the lessons and where you guys were at already this year. So it's not a big deal. You'll just be done on the 8th, and that's fine. And we don't have any updates on graduation yet. We don't know. We'll just see. Also, you can click that link there on the PowerPoint and download the teacher resource document from there. Hopefully it's helpful to you. The information about your class structure and the manuals and stuff and marking attendance, that's in a different video that I will also send to you guys. So at the end of the day, this is what our focus needs to be. We need to focus on ministering to the students. We've totally been prepared for this with everything that, the prophet has been encouraging us to do. We're totally prepared for this. So in those ministering efforts, like we said, they need to hear your voice and optimally see your face once a week. Some of you do have really big classes, or, you might have a big family, or, your life is just in total disarray since like our entire way of life has shifted. So if it's overwhelming for you and you need some support as far as ministering goes, please reach out to your priesthood leaders and your supervisor. They are so awesome and so willing to help you and to lighten your load. Another thing, just our focus should be in blessing their lives, like Brother Clayton said. When I was at BYU, Idaho, President Clark talked about the letter and the spirit of the law, and he showed this diagram that like always stuck with me, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So here you have the law, which for us is seminary, and everything you have to do to get done and receive credit and, all of that. So we have here the law, and then we also have this little grid. And this represents the spirit of the law, and this represents the letter of the law. And you have different levels of those. And what we want is to have this good balance to form a perfect circle, a good balance of the letter and the spirit of the law. So if you get too high on the spirit, and then you're too low on the letter of the law, then you've got, some things might come up there, and that's not what's going to bless their lives the most. And if you're too high on the letter of the law and not enough on the spiritual side of the law, then we've got problems there too. So it's about finding just this good balance and keeping that balance of the letter and the spirit of the law. Like Brother Clayton said, they need to be comforted and have some sort of normalcy during this crazy time. And this is not just about dumping work on them. This is finding a balance and just, loving them through this crazy. And sorry, I skipped screens. And this is a crazy time, especially for these seniors. I mean, everything they thought they were going to experience is like out the window for the next few months. And that's like your senior experience, So I'm sure they're just having a really hard time. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. We are so prepared for this. Like, we have been prepared for years, but especially recently. Aren't we just so grateful to have a prophet that can prepare the Lord's people? And I was just thinking about, after having sacrament meeting here in my own little home, it was so special and so sweet. And I loved it. I missed my ward family a lot, but I also loved the spirit that was in my home. And I just have to say that we are prepared for this. And this quote from President Nelson has just been going over and over in my head, and I think it applies to what we're going through right now with all the opportunities to be together a lot and to strengthen our families. This is a time of great opportunity and growth. President Nelson said the new home-centered, church-supported integrated curriculum has the potential to unleash the power of families, as each family follows through conscientiously and carefully to transform their home into a sanctuary of faith. So this is our opportunity to strengthen families and to unleash the power of families. And that's a promise from the prophet. And I think that's just so amazing. And I'm grateful for all of you. The Lord has total faith in you to be able to just take these youth in this strange situation and love them and help them feel safe and help them feel peace that can only come through our Savior Jesus Christ. And I'm so grateful for you guys. Brother Clayton, we're so grateful for you guys, and you're amazing. And if there's anything that I've left out of here that you have questions about, please just text me or group me. Send me a message on GroupMe. So just reach out, and we're here to help you and help you to navigate this whole situation. We love you guys. Thanks.